What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this episode of Customs with Vic. Today we got a special surprise project for one of the boss mans here at Rejuvenator. His birthday's coming up. His girlfriend Paige hit me up for a special birthday gift. So without further ado, let's get it started. I'm sure you guys are wondering why I have a pair of 2017 Motorsport 4s and a pair of 2025 Red 4s. Well, me and Paige got together to brainstorm some ideas for this project. We figured Akil loves the Jordan 4 and loves Ralph Lauren Polo. Back in the early 90s, Akil used to work for Ralph Lauren. I believe that's where he acquired this Holy Grail jacket from the 1992 Stadium collection. It's a jacket that consists of blue, navy blue, red, and white. Over the years, he lost that jacket, but the funny thing is, a few years back in New York Senior Con, he found that jacket in the exact same size. He paid a pretty penny for it, but that's when I realized how much this jacket means to him. We're gonna be taking full inspiration from that jacket for these shoes. We're gonna start off by taking out our shoelaces, insoles, and any other accessories. Got that stuff out the way, now we're on to destroying these shoes. The only reason we need these fire reds is for the tongues and the back tabs. So, using an X-Acto knife, we're gonna chop off all 4 tongues and all 4 back tabs. Deconstruction's on its way. It's looking pretty crazy right now. We still gotta go in and remove these pieces off both shoes. We also gotta remove these tongue tags off the tongues. All done with the deconstruction, now we're on to some cool details. Thanks to our graphic designer Christian, he designed these awesome Jordan 4 tags, and big shout out to my boy D9's Customs for creating these. We went ahead and got elements from the jacket. We got the exact same font in 1992, Ralph Lauren established 1967 with the two-tone orange and red stripe. And then the opposite tag, we got the classic Jumpman logo with the stadium in the fly font, same thing with the two-tone stripe. These came out perfect, thank you guys. Now we're gonna go ahead and add some simulated stitching. But first, we're gonna draw out the lines before we head over to the post bed. We're back to the shoes and the tongues and the plastic hardware. Before we can sew it all in place, we gotta do some gluing to keep it in place. Got the glue all in place. Now we're gonna wait about 10 minutes before we go in and bond it all together. All done with the gluing, now we're gonna use the patchers to sew everything in place. All done with the sewing, we're gonna take a break from the shoes and jump over to these fire red insoles. What we gotta do next is wipe off the Nike and the air using some acetone. Yesterday I went thrifting and found a couple of Ralph Lauren pieces for the low. We're gonna simply rip off the polo tags and sew it onto the insoles. Got the tags off, we'll come back to those in a bit to sew those in place. Right now we're going to focus on these Nike back tabs. Nike did a horrible job on this specific pair when it came to the sewing. All the sewing is supposed to happen underneath the seam. The thing is, they sewed directly onto the back tab. All those holes are very noticeable. I already started the process using some flex glue to fill in the holes. We're going to apply another thick coat all around. We're going to let it sit for a few hours, let it dry, come back with some sandpaper to get it nice and smooth. Back to the shoes for some prep work. We're gonna start off by using a Dremel to get the tongues ready for the tags. Good to go with that. Now we're on to some more prep work. For the midsoles, we're gonna be using some 600 grit sandpaper, specifically only on the black to get rid of the finish. Back to the insoles, we got our Ralph Lauren tags. We're gonna apply some double-sided tape, apply them onto the insoles, and then head over to the post-bed machine to sew it together. We're back onto the midsoles. We're gonna tape off everything but the black area. All taped up, we're gonna start off by laying down a white base coat with the airbrush. After that, we'll move on to the navy blue. While we let the paint dry in the midsoles, we're going to jump back to these back tabs. We let the flex glue dry for a good 24 hours. It's pretty rough right now. We got to get it nice and smooth. So for this, we'll be using 400 grit and 600 grit sandpaper. Good to go with the sanding. We got all the holes fully covered up. It's nice and smooth. Now we gotta touch it up with some flat black paint from Angelus. Back tabs are good to go. We got them nice and smooth and painted. Now we're gonna meet up with Christian to do some laser engraving details. AK-47 on one, Kilo on the other, made in Brooklyn.
Yeah, what you think about this?
It's perfect. I like the setup, I like the point. All right, boss. Ready to go?
Thank you.
Hopefully homeboy didn't see you walk out with those.
Oh, he won't, sir. Christian did an awesome job with the tabs and the shoes. On one of them we got Kilo, and the other one we got AK-47. Both of them say made in Brooklyn. His name's Akil, both of them are his nicknames. He turns 47 and he was born in Brooklyn. Now we're gonna go in and paint it with some silver paint. All done with those cool details on the back tabs. Now we're gonna jump back to the midsoles. I know we're kind of all over the place. We just gotta get these customs done. On the jacket, it has this American US badge. It has the blue and white stars and the red and white stripes. We're gonna incorporate those details on the inside of the midsole. On one side, it's gonna be the red and white stripes. And on the other side, it's gonna be the blue and white stars. Now, let's do some taping. Got the white paint laid down, now we're on to painting some stencils. We're gonna start out with the stripes and then move on to the stars. Got the stencils laid down. We're gonna lay down the red on one side, the blue on the other with the airbrush. Good to go with the laser engraving once again. We got the stadium on this side. Came out real crispy. We also laid down the black. Now, it was at the end of the day when I did this step. After that, everybody went home, but I still had a lot of work to do on the shoe. So I went ahead and laid down this two-tone strip on the midsole to match the tongue tag. I also glued on the back tab using some barred super stick, real easy. We still gotta go in using the patches to sew it in place. This is the last day we gotta work on them, so we gotta get them done. All done with the stitching, now we're back to this shoe. We're almost done with this custom. Off camera, I laid down this two-tone rectangle. One side's got the blue and the other side's got the navy. We're gonna be adding the polo text in red. We already got the stencil printed out. Onto the final detail that I've been waiting for this whole time, these custom tags. We already added the simulated stitching all around and did the prep work on the tongues. What we're gonna do next is tape around the tongues, lay down our glue, and stick them together. After about 10 minutes, this glue is cured. It's time to stick these onto the shoes. Kilo, this one's for you. All right, everybody, that is gonna bring us to an end on these Ralph Lauren Stadium 1992 Air Jordan 4 Customs. The concept overall is clean and subtle, but trust me, you guys, a lot of work went into these shoes. We basically matched the Motorsport 4 with the Fire Red 4. On the Fire Red 4, we removed the Nike back tabs, the sleek tongues, and the plastic hardware and applied it onto the Motorsport 4. Akil is gonna wear these, so I wanted to make these as wearable as possible. I could have gone in and painted the blue tabs red, but over time, that red paint would have scratched off easily. Same thing with the back of the tongues. If I would have just painted over the blue material, it would have been really crunchy and stiff. Overall, combining both shoes took a lot of sewing. After that, we moved on to the paint job. We applied this beautiful navy blue paint job onto the midsole. And over here, we added a sleek two-tone strip. On the inside of both shoes, we incorporate the US American badge. We get the blue and white stars on one side and the red and white stripes on the other. Super clean details. On one side, we laser engraved the classic stadium logo. And on the opposite, we painted the polo with the two-tone blue and the navy. Of course, we had a laser engraved some sentimental messages from Paige on both sides of the shoes in a beautiful cursive font. One of my favorite details that I've never done on a pair of Jordan 4s before is laser engraved the back tabs. On one, we got AK-47, on the other one, we got Kilo, made in Brooklyn. Real fine details that I know Kilo's gonna love. Now, the part that really brings this whole project together is the tongue tabs. Christian and D-Nice Customs did an awesome job with these. On one, we got the classic 1992, Ralph Lauren established in 1967 with the two-tone strip once again. And on the opposite, we got the Jumpman with the stadium in the classic Glide font. And we wrapped it up by applying some clean white laces with some gold aglets. I love how clean and simple these customs turned out. I just hope Akil loves these customs as much as I do. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Vick Almighty. I'll catch you guys next Monday. See you guys.